Greetings, humans. It is I, Lord Bael, here with Bobby.
Hey,
how's it going?
It's going well.
So today, we're gonna cut Bobby off. So I thought today maybe we would do something different. I've seen a couple other people who do videos similar to this. I wanted to do like a grab bag or a showcasing or a mutual masturbating of things that we have procured, specifically vinyl records. So I guess this video is going to be me, myself, Lord Bael, showing off a couple records that I hold dear, along with my friend Bobby here, showing off some records that he holds dear. Bobby, why don't you show us what you brought?
This is where you're going to do the jump cut.
Jump cut.
So first I thought I'd start that over. So I thought that I would talk about the one that I may have listened to the most out of all my records, besides The Pains of Being Pure at Heart's debut, and that is the one Up Downstairs. So this is pre-American football. Mike Kinsella, who also was in Owen and Captain Jazz. It is 3 tunes, recorded in 1996 through 1997 is when the band was together. Very good, very upbeat. It's more upbeat than American football. It still retains a lot of the qualities of that band, the complex kind of math pop, if you will. But yeah, this one is just a happy listen all the way through. My favorite is, of course, the instrumental at the end, Francis the Bull. Just a very nice kind of 3/4 chord vamp, of course, with the jangle and the
twang,
the noodly leady stuff. Very nice. This is a very nice snapshot of where Mike Kinsella was at the time and of the things that would come soon. Like me.
Come soon. So I think the first one I want to show off is an old favorite of mine. Discovered these guys back in, I want to say, sophomore year of college. Bobby knows them, loves them. We're talking, of course, the legendary Grim Reaper. This is their debut record called See You in Hell. And of course the title cut off that See You in Hell was the song that I first saw. I think I was watching VH1 and it was whatever metal show they had on there, and it had the music video for Grim Reaper's See You in Hell. I just remember thinking, God, it's like if Dio were even better and worse at the same time. The big, just stupid, just stupid guitar riff, and See You in Hell! Just nothing but pure gold. Grim Reaper, See You in Hell.
So my next one is an Ian MacKaye project.
Ian.
Yes, this is actually Ian MacKaye and Jeff Nelson with Egg Hunt. Just bring it up.
Roll.
Close!
Close!
This came out after Minor Threat. And I think it was recorded around the time of Embrace, maybe after that project as well. But the two guys got together and they jammed out 4 tracks on a 24-track recording device. And they liked it so much that they decided to record 2 tracks and hoped to make a band later on. Of course, that kind of fell through. But what we have is a collection of some of Ian MacKaye's best material, I think. Very anthemic rock songs that hit you hard with the chorus and just huge open chords, big drums. It's all very Ian MacKaye at his best. I know he likes to write anthems. Yeah, very solid. And I'll show you what it looks like.
Oh, is it a pretty one?
It is Robin's Egg Blue.
Blue.
And I was very happy to get this because it was out of print for a long time, and I always thought that I would have to get the CD version, which would have been okay. But very happy.
2 songs on CD, you probably would have been like, oh.
Yeah, it's one of those records where you pop it on and you're like, this is what vinyl sounds like. This is where you really hear the difference. Just everything so clear, so loud, in your face. Love this record.
Speaking of loud and in your face, my next one, unopened still because I have not gotten to really pop it out. I picked it up kind of on a whim. I try and avoid hype trains as much as possible. If I hear something getting a whole bunch of positive press across the board, I feel inclined to be the anti-hipster and stay as far away from it as possible. So it took me a long time to get this, but I finally caved in and picked up Sunbather by Deafheaven. I've heard so many good things about it, and I've given the tracks a brief listen whenever it was first gaining some momentum, specifically when a friend of mine, who is not typically a fan of aggressive or heavier music, picked it up. I said, all right, well, let me see what this is about. And I enjoyed what I had heard, the snippets of it, but I never really got to properly sit down and give it a good fair shake. A good fair shake. So I was up at the record store and I saw this sitting there, and it was a price that seemed reasonable. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna pick this up, pick up some hipster black metal, some not totally bleak music, which is different for me. So, Sunbather, take it as you will.
Hipster black metal, that sounds so weird, yet at the same time
it makes perfect sense.
My final record is from Noise Masters White House with 2006 Asceticists. Don't really know what to tell you about this record. It's very, very abrasive. There's no melody at all. Really, it's just loud, distorted percussion and weird sounds, followed by angry yelling about subjects all over the board. It doesn't really have a special color. In fact, the insert is just completely blank. But
none more black than that.
I wouldn't dream of owning this on any other format except vinyl, because I am an idiot. Cut that part out.
I'm not cutting it out.
Very, very abrasive. Very good to just throw on when you're angry and you just want to... Well, listen to the... Dumping the fucking rubbish!
Dumping the fucking rubbish!
Ruthless Babysitting, Guru, and some other song tracks.
So
if you're into noise, if you're into weird, odd sounds and tons of distortion, pick this gem up. It was actually very reasonably priced, as opposed to most of their records, which unfortunately are very, very highly priced on eBay.
Well, speaking of very reasonably priced, my last pick for today's showcasing is going to be a release that my father actually introduced me to as a young child. I don't know if he had this originally on vinyl or if he had the CD. He showed it to me on CD when I was a youngster. Jeff Wayne's musical version of The War of the Worlds. Now, this is a concept record based off of the classic War of the Worlds broadcast and science fiction novel, story, radio novella, etc., etc. So Jeff Wayne comes in and says, hey, you know what would make this story better is if it were kind of a disco rock opera. And that's what he does. He hooks up as many synthesizers as he can. He gets his drummer to go, and they just jam out some songs, and it just grooves, and it tells the story, and they've got this cast of actors featuring the legendary Richard Burton, of course, as the narrator and the hero. And it's just great stuff. If I recall, the Moody Blues actually shows up here for a minute, and they perform the song Forever Autumn. I might be full of shit. I might just be full of shit. But it's really a great, it's on Spotify, so if you can, get on there, look up Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds, and just put that on, and just sit back and bask in the glory that is dun dun dun. But that wraps it up today for this first inaugural ever, never again, edition of the showcasing of things that I have brought. Because what makes you feel better than buying things and then showing them to people to give your life meaning? As always, I'm Lord Bael, Bobby Steurer. We'll see you next time.